All right, we are live again. Con voi everyone, con te Gnomo e con te Salamandra.
Con
Con
voi?
voi?
And today we are here to talk about the spiritual missions of Damanhur. And we will, let's say, cover this topic in order to let you better understand which they are, and of course, how can you participate to this project that we are running right now. And as always, let's give a time to the people to connect to the live stream. And in the meantime, I remind you that here below the video, you can find all the links to connect yourself with Damanhur. You can find the links to our courses, our visits, to our online communities, and many other things. So if you want to be in touch with us in many different ways, just look here below on the description. And I would start right now with the first question. Very interesting question. I will start with Gnomo and then you can go Salamandra and on. Let's find our. Even before talking about the mission, I want to ask you, to both of you, what is the vision behind the Damanhur spiritual mission and this magical project? So, how has it evolved over the time? And of course, what's your point of view of this vision? So, what do you think is the vision behind all this spiritual mission that you perceive as a Damanhuran, but also that Falco, our founder, has left us in order that we proceed in this mission? Gnomo, what is your point of view? And then we go with Salamandra and so on.
Yes, thank you very much for this question, because I think that before to talk about any kind of mission, we have to talk about what is the aim of Damanhur, what is the why we founded why we created Damanhur, and why we are working from or now 50 years to achieve missions. The target, or maybe it's better to talk about the need of human being, is to reconquer. Oh, sorry, my camera.
We still see you? Okay.
It's to prevent an earthquake.
I mean, it was a very interesting information that you was sharing. So, I mean,
Yeah,
the universe gave us a synchronic sign.
A synchronic sign. So the aim is to found a solution in order to help human being to reconquer the unity and the coherency that we lost in the very past. Today, for us, it's normal to be divided, to be far from plant world, far from nature, and that's why the planet it's polluted. That's why we have a very serious problems about any kind of environmental problem we are facing now. It's because eventually we are not connected with the planet. So the planet and human being are two very divided, separated things, and this is not normal, because if you look at the nature, any kind of animal, any kind of plant, it's strongly connected with the environment. There is not a division. There is not. Human being, it's a strange animal. We have to talk about human being is a strange animal, but first of all, we have a problem. Okay, so the famous alarm. We have a problem. The problem is that we are not connected. We are not connected to the plant world. First of all, we are not connected to many different kind of animals. That's why we kill animals. We eat animals without any kind of policy or respect. So first of all, we have to find a way to heal human being in this way. That's why Salamandra, tell me if I'm saying something not correct. That's why we planned to have missions in order to help human being to be reconnected with other kind of intelligences. Today we talk very much about artificial intelligence, but we have to be focused on the natural stupidity of human being. I think this is the real enemy, the natural stupidity of us. So the missions are project in order to reconquer this connection between human being and the rest of the planet. Last, sorry for my very long answer. Last but not least, we, for example, we also in our presumption, we believe that we have a breath, that we breathe, but this is not completely correct, because when I'm inhaling oxygen, it's because another entity, the plant world, exhale oxygen. When I'm exhaling carbon, it's because some other aspect, the plant world, is processing the carbon, so inhaling carbon. So eventually, actually, human being is half of a breath. We have to be conscious about that. We are only half of a process. So we have to reconquer the connection with the other half of the planet. And that's why Salamander will tell us much better than me what means to have missions, what kind of mission we do, and so on.
Yeah, I'm totally agree with you, Gnomo. I'm gonna present myself. Salamandra Araucaria. I arrived in Damanhur 10 years ago, just 2 years after the Falco's death. Unfortunately I couldn't meet him, but I have had so many signs inside my life, day life, and even my dreams that I am part of this project, his project of humanity project. I don't know how we can call it, but I agree that we are living very important moments, special times where creating the threads and connections are very important, and we will not be able to make it alone, and because we are just a part of the whole, the oneness. So to do that, Falco left some letters with some missions. We are doing missions till from 2016, more or less. We started with the mission of the contact with the breach animals. This we call it, maybe you, Gnomo, can explain better what is a breach animal. I would say that it's like major complexity maybe, and where it's reached not by the individual but the race mind. I don't know if you can add something about this this term of breach animal, Gnomo.
Yes. Was it a question?
Yeah, I because maybe
Maybe give us, let's say, from a more technical point of view, since a lot
Yeah.
of people are very interested into the esoteric and spiritual knowledge of Damanhur. When we talk about the breed animal, like Salamander was saying, what do we mean? Why why it's called like that? Why an animal is a breed animal and the other one not?
Yes.
But just, I think, as you would say, in a nutshell.
Yes, in a nutshell, it's easy, very easy, because Falco used very many times this metaphor that it's very simple and it's very clear. What is a bridge? A bridge is a link between two different worlds, two different sides, two different aspects. The animals on planet Earth, many, not only human beings, luckily, that are bridge forms, are forms that are straight in the middle between the macro world and the micro world, between the material world and the spiritual world, between the mass and energy, between everything. We are in between. I think something very funny is if you go to when you have a certain age like me, and you have to make some some test about your vision to make glasses. They tell you that the vision of human being is exactly in the middle of all the different frequencies. No, the infrared and the ultraviolet, we are straight in the middle. So we only see what is in the middle of the creation of the universe. We are not the only form, luckily, again, I repeat it, that is in this in this very particular position. It's a strategic position, because when you are in the middle, you're a filter. You can exchange information between the macro world and the micro world. You can be a connector, like a wire. You can be, and you can also manipulate the information. You can translate, manipulate the information. So human being is one of the species in the middle of the creation. Salamandra say something correct. It's a matter of complexity. So the amount of ordered information, they create results. Every species has a certain amount of complexity information that they together connected, they make a result. They make an impact into the world. It means that when we talk about elephants, when we talk about gorillas, when we talk about many other forms, many bridge forms, we are talking about someone that has his own specific culture, that has his own specific ethic, that have his own specific way of life. We don't like, as human beings today in the modern culture, we don't consider that the other species, they have a culture. We consider they are animals. They're stupid. This is the real virus. The real virus is not COVID. It's the stupidity of people that they don't understand how complex is the life all around us. This is also a way to give respect to other species. They have a very complex inner world. That's why we are trying to reconnect us with those species, because they can also teach us many things that we lost,
Amazing.
we forgot. I hope I answered to your question.
Yeah. Thank you, Nyomo. Going back to you, Salamandra. So, can you help us?
Yes.
Let's say, even if it's to understand which are these mission.
So the important thing, we have many missions, and I will start with the contact with the breech animals, because it was a list that Falco left us to do this mission, to contact, starting with the cetaceans, every kind of whale, every kind of dolphins, seals, turtles. Those were the first ones that we started to contact. Why? Because these breech animals in ancient past, they were so close to human being. We were so connected. We were one. So it's important to, we say awake, but in fact it's just make them remember that we were there, and we have signs, points, lines that there's a language that Falco left us to get in contact with them in these missions, and to try to reawake them, and remember that moment that we have this pact in the ancient past. So I have the experience of these first cetaceans. I was in a journey, And I can tell that it's such an emotion when you see the dolphins coming with the small dolphins, when you see a whale coming, looking at you.
And say, what are you doing?
Not the whales, because they are too big, but the dolphins, they look at you. And I have a very special contact with a turtle. And she started to do the same thing I was doing, the same signs with the I don't know how they call it, the legs, or I don't know how you call it in English. And she started to do the same thing, looking at us. We started to cry. We look at each other. We were crying because it's such an emotion when you have that experience. And the same happened. The next in the list were the gorillas, the primates. And these are more difficult because they live in very difficult, from the politic point of view, countries. And it's not that easy. We have made a first contact with them. And I had the experience in this last month with the elephants. And I have to say that it was very special too, when you have an elephant, a big matriarchal elephant in front of you, and looking at you, and staring at you for 15-20 minutes. And after a while, she just look at you like saying, okay, I understood, I'm going. And I just had that experience. It's very, 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 very deep inside. This is the contact with the bridge animals that we do. It's very important to add that we have a special course for the people that want to come to in person to these journeys, to prepare them. It's one day and a half course, just to explain how is gonna be the journey, and because like instruction, the training course. And other missions that we have are the volcanoes. The volcanoes are really life energies, and we have a map of the volcanoes on planet Earth. We have spirals. There are allies and the means of connections between our dimension and cosmic beings. Spirals are all over the world. We have a map with all the places where the spirals are, and they can be activated. They are activated, the spirals that we do with stones. We have the same map with the elder and wise trees that are still on Earth, and they hold millennium of memories, and that it's another mission. The orientation of these oldest trees, antenna trees, the same. We do the antenna trees with a ritual that is held to do the mission, to become an antenna. We first get in contact with the tree, just to feel the energy, to feel if it's the right thing to do in that moment. We have another mission that is very important, that is the indigenous people. Nowadays, that peoples are disappearing somehow, because we are not supporting them, as the world in general. We have this project to contact the shamans, the elders, the grandmothers, the medicine men, and women. We need to create this soul of humanity, and these indigenous people are the repository of the ancient knowledge, which is such an important thing. They are the guardians of the planet Earth. Another mission. We have many. I mean, we have the crystal of the 2 poles. We have special people that go to the poles, and because we have crystals that we throw on the ocean, and on the North Pole and the South Pole, it's a kind of difficult to arrive to those points. And these crystals have different codes for the north and the south. And there's another one that is the contact with old paintings and artistic artifacts, because it's very important for us to discover the ancient messages that our ancestors left us. And that is another mission that we used to do wherever we go in our journeys. So let's say that all missions are adventures, moments of union. The groups we go together are occasions to step out from the routine, and they have experience and see what synchronicity brings us in first hand. So these are more or less the summary of the old missions.
It's a lot.
It's a lot
It's
of
a lot.
work to do. We have a lot of work to do.
I have a question, Salamander, because I never used to join one of these missions. Is it something that only the Damanhurians do, or you are joining also other people in your travels?
Of course, it's open to everyone. It's very open. I mean, and you can participate in person, coming to the journeys. Of course, that's why I mentioned about the course, because if you are part of a journey, it's very important to know how it's going to be, what is going to happen, how are we going to move. So this training course is important. But there are other ways to help, just financing the projects, or even having contacts, knowing the project. Sometimes we need contact with some universities that are doing some research, like it happened with the dolphins and whales. I mean, this we have a connection with Tetis Institute, that is they are a research institute, and we work together on this project. So there are many ways to help us and to be part of these projects, these missions, of course.
This project was about whales, correct, or not?
The Tetis, yes. Yeah, it was
About
the
whales.
cetaceans. Yeah.
So if I remember, they mapped all the different whales all around the Atlantic Ocean. So
Yeah.
they are able, looking at the fleet, okay, the fleet.
Yeah.
They are able to analyzing the fleet to understand that they met the same whale of 2 years ago, giving a name to the whales.
Yes.
And also monitoring the healthiness of the whales, following the path of these whales to reproduction, to
Yeah, it's very interesting, because when I did this journey, there was a whale that came in. I think it was, I don't know how it's called in English, Capodolio.
Okay.
I'm not
I will
sure.
check. I will check.
It's a big whale.
Mhm.
And she came there, and when there's at one point she goes down and the tail goes up. And
Capodolio is the sperm whale.
right. Okay. So it's a big tail, and they were doing pictures, and I asked, why are
The
they
fin,
doing?
the big
Yeah.
fin.
Yeah. How do you
La,
call
la,
it?
la, la, la pinna.
Yes.
Fin, the big
fin.
fin.
The big fin. And I asked them, why are you taking a picture of the fin? And they say, because it's unique. They know who
it's like a signature, the film.
It's a signature. It's a signature, and they say, "Okay, this is." She said a name. We saw her last like 2 years ago, and they know everything. They know everything. Yeah, it's very interesting.
So it means that in the last years you did a lot of work to reconnect a sort of speeching, a sort of dialogue with Stasius, and this kind of dialogue is now going on, in a good way. Is it correct?
What do you mean? The statues? What's that?
Sorry, with the whales, with dolphins, with the cetáceos,
Oh,
cetacea.
Yes.
Sorry for my English.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I didn't understand. Yeah, we're still we're doing these journeys like twice a week, a year, or 3 times a year, or maybe more. I mean, depending of the people that we make a group, and we can they can have the experience to go with this research institute, and you do the same life as they do, just looking at them and having meetings concerning what is going on. It's very, very, very interesting. Yeah.
But if you have to put a scale about from 0% to 100% of reconnection with these kind of animals, what do you think that we achieved? What kind of where are in the middle of the path, in the beginning?
I would say for the cetaceans, I would say that we are pretty advanced. There are many signs that tell us that
they answered in some way.
Yeah, they answered. With the gorillas, we are starting. We did a very first connection, and with the elephants, it's still working. It's work in progress. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes it's the feeling that you have when you're in these journeys. It's so emotional, because when you get in contact with these animals, it has to be heart to heart. That's something I have clear, heart to heart. But at the same time, the psyches, it's there's a way that you can call them when you don't see them, and you think about them, and you just get connected psyches to psyches. You just realize that they appear suddenly, right away.
Okay.
So and when you have the contact, heart to heart is the most important thing from my point of view.
Entello, are you back from the restroom? How was your pee?
I'm back. I'm back. My computer completely crashed. Was very exciting.
Computer doesn't like the connection between different bridge animals.
So you just to help me to be on board again. You
Yes.
have shared the mission of the animals and the plants.
Yeah, I especially did some question to Salamandra about how much we are reconquered the connection between cetáceos, whales, and with human beings, because she used to have many missions. I understood she did many missions about that. Yeah.
Okay. Shall we see there others? If you want to list us also the others, Salamandra.
I did already.
Okay.
I was talking about volcanoes. I was talking about the spirals. We have a map with all the spirals on the planet Earth. I was talking about the orientation of the elder and wise trees that are on planet Earth, because they hold millennium of old memories. And I was talking about antenna trees, selfic antennas.
Okay. So in case I have a question.
Me too.
All of them,
Me too.
Who wants to start? Pari or dispari?
I will start. I'm older. No, because Salamandra touched many stuffs, many things, many topic. We started talking about the reconnection between human and other species, but Salamandra also talked about volcanoes, and she also talked about crystals, to through crystals on the sea. Maybe it's important to go deeper into the sea and into the volcano to understand what it means, what is about, what is the connection between natural world and volcanoes, why we go to visit places where there is a volcano and so on. So I think it's nice to go deeper also in this kind of topic, because we talked about that. Maybe people want to know more about it.
Well, it's kind of difficult argument. The volcanoes are really life energies, and I've never done a journey to go to a volcano, but I've been in Damanhur, because while we are sometimes while we are doing some missions, there is a group in Damanhur that are working too. So I've been in the work group in Damanhur when this journey was in the volcano. So I cannot add many more things about the mission, because the good thing is that to have the surprise and to do the mission and to have the experience. But the only thing I could add is that are really life energies, and we need the energy to some operations that we need to do for the humanity, for the planet that we do.
So in a nutshell, Salamandra says that we use volcano to take energy.
Yeah.
Kind of energy bank.
She doesn't like to talk about that, but I pushed her, and she was forced to say the truth, that we collect energy all around the world.
Can I answer my question to this topic?
For free.
I want to ask you, to you, Gnomo and Salamandra, what is the role of the temples of humankind with the missions? So how do we, let's say, how are the temples of humankind connected to this mission, and what is their purpose on an energetic and magical level? So when they interact with this mission, so if you, Nyomo, can also say something about the temples in any case, so why they have been built, what's their purpose, and then if you can both deepen what's the relationship between the temples of humankind and the missions.
Okay. I think we can imagine or we can consider the temple of humankind as an antenna, a huge antenna. So a sort of extension of human being, extension of the Damanhurians, sort of prosthesis, huge prosthesis, that it's able to project things, informations all over the world. To do something like that, you need a big engine. You cannot use a selfie car, bracelet. It's not enough. There is not enough complexity. The Temple of Humankind was built, one of the several different purpose of the Temple of Humankind is to be an antenna, and when is needed to send or to receive information. I think Salamandra will agree. I don't know if she liked to do, but she will agree that in many missions they used the Temple of Humankind both to send information to the temple, so to do a backup of informations, and also to take information from the temple or to take energy from the temple in order to to do better, to have energy to complete the mission. So in a nutshell, again, the temple is an antenna, and because it's an antenna, you can use it to connect and to collect connect and collect. I hope it was
Yeah.
clear.
It's a perfect answer. I have nothing to add about that.
Thank you, Salamandra. Thank you, Nyomo. And I would ask Nyomo if you can just check your microphone, because sometimes it's making like an echo, something like that. I don't know if
Okay,
I
check.
Mine is okay.
No, yours is okay. But Salamandra, just a question. In your experience, have you got the chance to connect yourself with the temples of humankind or the sacred woods when you were doing some missions? There has been a relationship sometimes or not?
Yes, there's been a relationship, because when we do antenna trees, Diamantel is it's a point, a very important point in this ritual. So yeah, we connect.
And I'm seeing that a lot of comments, for example, so to all the people that are listening to this live stream and you are just writing, I want to connect with you to this mission, on and on and on, that's possible. And that's going to be my question to Salamandra. By the way, it's possible, and you can look below the video on the description to find our emails, numbers, websites, all the kind of contacts that you want in order to connect with us. But now, Salamandra, how is it possible to participate to the missions? Yes or no? In which way?
Yes, it's open to everybody, and the only thing that they have to do is send us an email to I would say to Saturnia, to maybe you can write it to Saturnia, or to Caronte at Damanhur.org, or even myself, and I can handle it. As to Salamandra too.
Give us one email which 100% sure that they can reach you.
I would say Caronte at Damanhur.org or Saturnia.
Okay, so I'm writing the email which you can contact to have more infos about the mission. But of course, you can connect with the mission through our online community in too many ways.
Yeah.
Now we're sharing this way.
Not only, I mean, you can get connected to the mission in person, going to the journeys, or as I said, or supporting our project, financing our project, or even getting contact. Sometimes there are projects as Tetis that I was saying that maybe we need to contact a university, a research institute, and maybe there are people, we don't know people, so maybe someone can help us to have a contact in that place. And so there are many ways to help us.
Mm-hmm. So again, if you will watch this live stream maybe in the future, not right now, just look below in the description, come to be in contact with us, and there are many ways. So as you have heard, there are many ways. So if you feel aligned with this mission, just try to find a contact with us. Okay. Okay, another questions for both of you. Let's start with Nyomo, because I think it can be a question that some of the people may ask about us. And is it Damanhur? Does Damanhur collaborate with other spiritual project or mission? I mean, are this mission only a Damanhur thing, or are they in collaboration with others, native people association or whatever? And are we as a Damanhurian connected with other spiritual movements, school communities, in order to accomplish, going in the beginning of this live stream, this project of reconnection, like Nyomo you were saying?
I think we can split this answer into different topic. Salamandra, can you try to mute your microphone? Because I think there is
Maybe it was Salamandra, maybe it was her, yeah.
There is a feedback. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Samandra. So to split the answer into different aspects, if we talk about a very pragmatic, kind of a way to organize the connection between groups, spiritual groups around the world, Damanhur is a leader, because we are very famous all over the world. There are many groups, many different kind of researchers, many other groups that are doing the same like us in a different way, and they are connected with us. And Damanhur is a kind of organizer, a kind of leader, because we are able to organize many stuffs. One aspect. Looking at a different kind of point of view, looking, for example, about the shaman world, Damanhur is a child. We have only 50 years. We are so young. We just start to do this work, and so we are learning from other shamans, also to exchanging and learning from other shamans, receiving the honor also to keep and to host the knowledge of many shamans that come to Damanhur to download literally the knowledge they have in our crystal spiral, in order to preserve, to protect this very ancient knowledge. Our master, Falco Tarassaco, after he died, no, actually before to die, he wrote letters when he asked the Damanhurians to be humble and to receive the teach from many shamans all around the world in order to continue this process of realignment. Because we have only 50 years of life, of history, so we need to learn, not only to teach. So both we are in the same time leaders, because there are many people in Damanhur that are able to organize, to connect. We do a lot of stuff about that. Of course, we have a lot of knowledge about how to, for example, to create communities, to create a structure of social livings for people. Many 50 years of test, 50 years of research. But in the same time, we are also learning from shamans how to continue this work to reconnect the mind and the earth. So earth, and mind, to reconnect the different part of us. So both we are leaders, but also learners.
Thank you, Nyomo. Would you like to add something, Samandra, to it? Okay, so I have the final question for both of you to this live stream, which is
the problem of the three bodies.
Exactly.
The
Please,
four bodies.
No, it's very easy. If you had to give a message to someone who feels called to this spiritual mission,
To feel,
but
sorry?
to feel called, aligned with this mission, but doesn't know where to start, what would you suggest from your point of view, and what would you share? I mean, also starting from how your experience has been with Damanhur. So, what would you suggest to the people that are writing here and in the future will look at this live stream? How to start this journey? Of course, be in contact with us, come here to visit. Okay, that's okay. But what else? From a philosophical point of view, spiritual, pragmatic, whatever you feel now, you would like to share.
I would say that if you are feeling aligned with our idea of union, that these are special times, and we need to get in contact, put together all the parts, all just not. For us, it's very important to awake the divine part, but we cannot do it alone. So we need all the other parts. So just we are open to embrace you and to help us in our missions.
Thank you, Salamandra. Gnomo?
I have to repeat a little bit what Salamandra says in some way. First of all, you have to act. Every mission, every project starts from the first step. So first of all, do something. To do something, it's better than wait. Doesn't wait. Do something. It's not wrong to do something. And second, as Salamandra already told us, don't do it alone. Find people, create networks, love groups, support the creation of links between people. Don't do it, don't face life alone, because it's guaranteed that you will fail if you're alone. Don't be alone. Never.
Be together and be connected.
Be
So thank
connected
you,
together.
Gnomo, and thank you, Salamandra, for these talks. We have learned a lot about this topic. Of course, there are many, many other things to be said, but this is why every month we meet here to keep continuing sharing our experiences. Again, if you want to connect with us, here below you can find all the links. Leave a like to this live stream to support also the work that we are doing for free to all of us. And thank you all of you to have been participating to this live stream. Thank you, Salamandra, and thank you, Gnomo. And we will meet
Thank you
again
too.
in April. Con voi!
Con voi.
Con voi, everyone! Con
Bye
voi,
bye.
con voi!